You guys were amazing. It's very hard to relax backstage before you come on, though. After that, I was like, I feel a little.
Well, you know, people at home don't realize they're playing during the whole commercial break, while everyone else is watching like Mazda commercials. We're having the hoedown of the century,
I feel like
and it's amazing. It's just like, yeah, really. But it is something. It really whips you into a frenzy.
I was shot out of a rocket like that. I feel, yeah, it's great.
I tore my clothes off during the break.
You did?
They had to put these back on me just now. It's insane. So, well, first of all, congratulations. This show it's not only a big success, but people really love this show. They love the performing. They love the writing. You guys have done an amazing job.
Thank you. Yeah, we were all sort of surprised that it's doing so well. And we're in Burbank and we're in the studio and we're there like our entire lives. It's the most grueling schedule ever. But so we don't really have an idea of how people, are reacting towards it until we get to Washington. We just finished in Washington last week. We were working like 18-hour days, and
you shoot a little on location there.
Yeah, we go 2 times a season.
Because I've heard that on Capitol Hill and in the government, they're nuts for it. That in Washington D.C., they're really sort of crazy about the show.
Yes, they are crazy about the show. I had one experience coming out of my hotel room where a woman was coming down the hallway to her room, and she saw me, and she fell on her knees with her coffee. She had gone out to get coffee because it cost $60 to order room service coffee at the Ritz.
And at Starbucks, it's only $50. Yeah.
So she fell on her knees and she was like, CJ! Oh my God, CJ, are you Jewish? And I said, no, I'm not actually. She said, do you know what a mitzvah is? Doesn't matter. A mitzvah is a good deed. You're going to do a mitzvah. Come with me. Come with me. You're going to come wake up my son, Elliot. He's in bed. He got a big screen TV just to watch West Wing. He's the biggest fan of your show. Please, you've got to come in. She dragged me, and I went. I was like, I went? I went.
I guess you. That's nice. That's very nice that you would go. That's nice. I mean, you should go. I think more celebrities should accompany perfect strangers into hotel rooms.
I felt, what am I doing? But I went in there, and poor Elliot, her son.
How old is her son?
He looked to be in his 20s, I think.
Right.
And Elliot is asleep.
Wait a minute. He's
asleep in the bed. It's all dark, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is not a good idea. And she goes up to the bed and starts smacking Elliot. She says, Elliot, get up! Elliot, wake up! And Elliot wakes up, and he's like, Mom, what's going on? He said, CJ's here. It's CJ. Look at CJ. And this poor guy just was like, Mom, what are you doing? And she ripped the covers off him. He's in his underwear, and at that point.
No, what are you talking about? That's terrible. That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
I felt sorry for Elliot. She was so sweet, but poor, I was embarrassed. I felt embarrassed being there.
I think who's embarrassed in this story? I think Elliot's embarrassed. He's in his BVDs and you're in the room. That is so weird.
But I have to say that Elliot did send me a bottle of champagne in my room later.
Yeah. I was going to say maybe he delivered it in his underwear. This is for you, sorry. So anyway.
But I have to say, I went back into my hotel room after that and watched movies and ordered room service because I was a little shell-shocked.
You were afraid to go out.
I was afraid of what might happen because it's sort of extraordinary. But I think it's just Washington because, we're about Washington and they go
people
crazy.
Love to see things about themselves.
Yeah, so that's why. So
the Bush administration, they're pretty friendly with the cast. They've been kind to you people?
To everyone but Martin.
Martin Sheen? Well, Martin Sheen said something about President Bush.
Pretty incendiary things about George Bush.
Didn't he call him a moron? Is that what he said?
I think he did, yes.
Okay. So now does he? No. Please. It's our president. We must always respect him. Unless he's not too bright, and then, you can go to town, I say. No, but so he's probably not going to get invited anytime soon to the White House.
He didn't get to play at all. He didn't get invited to anything. And we got invited to the White House Correspondents' Dinner and to the party afterwards. And we also got invited to the White House and went and I met Ari Fleischer, my counterpart. And everyone's incredibly gracious. And it's a much more formal administration than the Clinton administration.
Yeah. Probably. I'm just going to leave that one alone. I'm sure there are some things they're doing a little differently over there. They got rid of the disco ball,
But they were really gracious and really, really nice to us, so I was glad.
Now, what's interesting to me is that I've heard that the Oval Office that you use on your set is an exact duplicate of the Oval Office that the real president uses. You've been to both.
I've been to both, and ours is bigger. Ours is bigger.
It's larger.
Yes,
yeah.
it's larger, bigger.
Well, probably because it's to get cameras in there and everything. But other than that, the dimensions are the.
Other than that, it's the same. But I have to say, I mean, I walked into our set before I ever saw the Oval Office, so I had that feeling when I walked into our set and saw the Oval Office. It was like, it was amazing. I got tingles all over. It was really exciting to be there. And then when I saw the real one, it was just like, ours is bigger. I was very
Not that, okay, this is the
underwhelmed.
actual seat of power, just that ours is bigger.
Yeah, I didn't. Well,
do you hang out on in the Oval Office set then on the
we
the
work
West
there
Wing?
a lot, and whenever there are all of us in the Oval Office, it takes 2 days to shoot a scene, so we're hanging out there all the time.
So do you ever just like hang out? Like, what's fun in that office? I mean, one thing I love is that this is a true story. Somebody gave me as a gift. The company that makes Oval Office chairs, somebody gave me one of those Oval Office chairs that I have in my desk, and it's so great because I'm sitting in like a presidential chair deciding, should we do Masturbating Bear today? You know, I think we shall. I decree it is so. You know.
Which chair was it modeled after? Whose was?
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe the company's just lying.
Because Brad Whitford actually did that as a present for some of our producers. Got chairs made.
Well, I think there is a company, right? It's the same chair. It's that chair, and it's an amazing chair. Yeah. But what's your favorite thing about the Oval Office set?
Well, the president's balls. They're glass balls.
I don't know why people would snicker at that. I thought more of this audience. Clearly, I was wrong.
On the desk, there are these glass balls, and they're beautiful, and I love to play with them.
You just like, it's the feel of.
It's the look and feel, and they're just. Is it commercial time yet?
No, I intend to dwell on this for a long, long time. They're going to take that out on the, what they're going to do is they're going to take that out of context and like ram it into Access Hollywood or something.
No.
Like, yeah, Allison Janney flips out on Conan O'Brien. I like the president's balls. That's what's going to happen. You realize now. That's what they do. This is just more fodder for Pat O'Brien or one of those people.
You're so right. That's going to happen.
You're destroyed. It's over now. I hope you enjoyed working in television.
It was a nice run. I enjoyed it.